This is Big Business with Sarah, the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to continue building their business and understand you should never stop learning. Batching and repurposing your content on social media. Making content can be very time consuming, but we can all agree you need it to attract new clients. So are you getting up each morning and you're thinking you're scrambling up at an Instagram post, or you're thinking, oh, I should really start with Reels, but I don't know where to start. And it's really no wonder that you don't find an inspiration each and every day. You know, those days that are less inspirational are to do your admin or other things that you really need to do that you doesn't need a lot of brain space. So you can actually hack yourself by starting to batch and repurpose your content. And because you don't have to come up with content each and every day, and I would love for you to do the same as I did, because I started this about a year ago and I'm becoming better and better at it. And I want you to understand what I'm doing and help you and make your days and mornings feel a little bit lighter. And I especially made this one in the middle of the summer, because if you have a holiday coming up and you're thinking you're lying by the pool and you're thinking, oh, I should really write something to my followers, and actually then you're taking a dip and then you're feeling guilty. Well, you know all how this works probably, but you know, whilst you're taking that dip in the pool, you can post your content without batting an eye. So 4 steps I'm going to share with you. And the first step is plan for a content brainstorm. And in this content brainstorm, I'm going to explain you how you can do it, but I really want you to focus on your ideal client and not your ego. It's so often I'm seeing people post a picture where they look very pretty in their bikini or whatever, and I'm like, yes, but I mean, I love the way you're looking and I want to like the picture, but actually you could really help me probably by, you know, how I could make, for instance, that beautiful picture. And I want you to write down all the topics you're discussing in your offer. So it might be money mindset, it might be business coaching, photography, techniques, how to make money as an artist, and write down all the ways you could help your ideal clients, and by creating that free content. So a way to do this is grab a whiteboard, grab a big piece of paper, or grab your notebook, whatever. You can also do this, by the way, in free downloads programs online. You can do an easy brainstorming program with all these different clouds and that you're creating. And then, for instance, if you're a business coach, you want to talk about topics such as marketing, sales, how to get new clients, how to create maybe a course, whatever you want to help your clients with, which is also in your offer, so you can direct people to your offer through your free content. That's actually the way that you should go about. And I also want to say that you shouldn't be too afraid to share everything you know, because that's when people will see your true value. And who has got the time to look at all your posts, download all your free lead magnets? I mean, maybe some people do, and that's fine. They won't become your client anyway. And, you know, you're putting everything out there. So don't be too afraid of that. And the next step is, once you know all the topics that you're going to talk about, write copy for 3 to 4 posts on those topics. So maybe you want to create even more, that's fine, but try to, you know, keep it fun for yourself. And each story has a hook. So this is what your ideal clients makes them curious. So for instance, if you're a money mindset coach, you can say 5 ways to make more money. And then in the middle part, you are doing the explanation. So you are actually jotting down those 5 ways on how to make more money. And in the ending, you end with a call to action where you are directing people to your offer. So you're saying something like, download my free lead magnet for 5 more tips on how to make more money this year. And remember, when creating these texts and these posts, you are not the hero, your client is. So how are you going to help your client get that transformation, the transformation that you're anyway promising them in your programs? Once you've created that content brainstorm, wrote that copy, you can do this on different parts of the day as well. You don't have to do this all in one go. You can decide which content can be made out of those 4 posts, right? So you can make 1 post, or maybe you can create 3 posts using that text. Maybe you can create a reel, a video, a podcast episode like this one, a live, a blog, a Pinterest post, a LinkedIn post, anything goes. And don't worry about people seeing your copy twice, because this hardly happens. And if they do, then they're huge fans and they don't care, because they like to see what you're posting about. And then on the batching part, you can create those reels all at the same day. So if you have, for instance, 4 texts, 4 posts, and you want to create, you can create actually 12 reels, because you can cut up those posts into smaller reels and little tips, and that leaves something for other people, for people to follow you and to know more about that. So don't be afraid to kind of cut it up and make those reels all in the same day. Maybe you want to do an outfit change. Maybe you don't, because you want to be recognized. You don't need, I also want to stress this, you don't need professional photo shoot photos all the time. So for instance, my best performing posts are very much from kind of in the moment photos of last week, for instance. So you don't really need to always have this perfect picture. I really don't believe in those perfect Instagram accounts, because if you're looking at those, I am thinking, you know what, I love the way you're looking, but who is this really about? Is this about me, or is this about you? So again, I'm not really feeling, as a potential client, like a hero. So try to play a little bit with that. Try to play around with what you like. Also, what you could do is do a carousel with your posts and not, have all the text in the carousel. So carousel are multiple posts in one post, multiple pictures in one post. So you can really play around with that. And, those carousels you can easily make in Canva. It's such a lovely program. So once you've done that, once you have decided on which content can be made out of those 4 posts. So you want 3 posts, you want a reel, you want a video, a podcast, whatever. Your final step is to plan those posts. You can do this into your Meta Business Manager. You can do this by using Sched. Honestly, I'm not really using it. You can use your email provider, but I've heard great things about Sched. I wanted to mention it. So you can look at it. I'm using the Meta Business Manager, and you can already post all your emails in your email provider. You can post your blogs already in your website. I mean, there's so many things you can do in one go. You don't have to do it, each and every week or each and every day, all those different tasks, because honestly, doing all those different tasks takes up a lot of brain space, and it's very difficult to focus on what you really want. And what you really want is having your clients come to you and want to work with you. So, for instance, I also wanted to mention that on today's episode, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, and if you're listening on Spotify, you might be doing something else, right? You might be doing the laundry, you might be walking around, maybe you're going to the gym, and you really like my upbeat voice whilst you're on the Stairmaster. I wanted to mention, no worries, I always create a blog post before or after the podcast episode, really depending on my week. But I always batch that, by the way. And you can always look at that post, if you just want to look back at what I've talked about. And, you don't have to take notes today. And I'm always creating a free lead magnet for you. So, these little things I wanted to show you. So my podcast is the recording. It's an audio recording. It's a video recording. So it's also going on YouTube. A blog post. There's always a free lead magnet. 3 Instagram posts, 1 LinkedIn posts. I'm creating reels as I go. So I have always kind of one morning where I'm creating reels of about 4 podcast episodes, but I'm playing around with that too. So, with these steps, you will be able to enjoy this summer and worry about what bikini to wear instead of which photo to share. I was really really looking forward to saying this. So I want to share with you, do you want to learn more on how to sell on social media? I created an episode about it. It's episode number 18 of my podcast, where I'm giving you 5 tips of making that content actually work for you. And to close off, I have a quote from Oprah. She is saying, doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. I love that quote, especially on batching and repurposing. And to make your holiday a little bit better and more intense, I've created something new for you, which is only available this summer, and it's called Your Summer Reset. It's a private podcast series on how to make the most of your time off to keep holding on to that holiday feeling all autumn long, because you will want that summery glow in your business all year long, right? So that's why I created a private podcast series, and I'm taking you on a journey to create that summer feeling. And it will be 7 days, 7 episodes of summer feelings and how to hold on to that and how to apply it into your business. And I'm so much looking forward to creating this on my holiday for you. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you have a happy day.